A new series has been begun. And if you haven't seen, it's called Innovation with Stellar AI. It's where I use Stellar AI, the AI tool that I built, to build a coding project and display how Stellar AI can help solo coders to build apps and so on, and how it can help. Right? So that's what's going to happen in the future. That's kind of the next mission, is to continue this series with Stellar AI and continue developing the project and displaying how Stellar AI works by extension, but also what I'm thinking to develop next. And this is going to be very interesting because I'm not actually sure exactly what it would look like, but essentially a way to integrate your code system into Stellar AI and make it so that Stellar AI can be entirely aware of the entire project and how everything functions within it. If I could make it a desktop app, that would be really brilliant, I think. But for now, it's a website. And so the idea is that you can like upload your project and then it will be kind of entirely aware of whatever you're talking about. If you ask, oh, by the way, in this part right here, like, okay, so you're chatting and you ask, oh, by the way, here, it doesn't work. Why does it not work? And it will be aware of the entire project code base because you uploaded it earlier. So it will be able to say, this code block here doesn't work because that over there doesn't work that way. And so that it will be kind of aware of the entire interconnectedness of the entire project. I think that is really brilliant. Why? Because it makes it more aware, and it's not just an AI chat tool, which you kind of like. Because honestly, that's what I didn't really like about AI chat tools, coding tools, is that when you try to like debug code in your app, it's just too complicated for the AI to understand at that point. Because if you throw in a code block, it's going to be like, oh, it's because of this error. But it doesn't actually know the context of the entire project, all the thousands of code lines, so it can't really say definitively what is going on because it's just not aware. And if you throw it in, it most of the time hallucinates. Unless you like turn on reasoning, then maybe it can help. But I mean, it would be nice if you could just somehow have a constant flow between your project, what you have locally on your computer, and what the AI is processing. So again, I'm also drafting this idea, right? There's of course the threat of like, not the threat, but like the problem of like, how do I make it so that there's a constant flow, right? You'll have to upload the project constantly after you make the smallest change. That would be very inconvenient. So what exactly should I do is still a question, but I think it's a really good idea that the AI is entirely aware and it can help you develop that in that sense. And also, how does it differentiate from GitHub Copilot? It differentiates in the sense that it like knows what the aim of the project is, whereas GitHub Copilot is more general for just like, okay, I'll help you fix an error. But Stellar AI is aimed to have a step-by-step process in which you can go, right? And so that's how it's supposed to be different, in that it helps you follow a process of development so that you don't get lost, you don't just decide to throw the project into the trash and start a new idea. And you actually follow a step-by-step process, especially for inexperienced developers. I think that would be really great. So that's what I'm working on. If you have an idea of how I could make it so that there was a constant flow, that would be very nice. But even better is if you could actually use Stellar AI and tell me some feedback on it. I don't think this is really nice. Oh, I think this is not so good. Oh, this is actually a very great thing. You should do more of it, or something like that. Right? And yeah, this is day 11, I believe. And just in case anybody doesn't know, Evolutionary AI, the series name Evolutionary AI, was an idea that I had like maybe 1.5 years ago, where I thought that I could create an AI system that would have a neural network that would evolve on its own, in the sense that you have some kind of program that optimizes the neural network to change, not the weights and biases, if you know what I'm talking about in machine learning, not the weights and biases, but the layers will literally change. Like the amount of connections will change from like, I don't know, 3 connections to 5 connections, and like because it deems it necessary. And then the weights and biases will somehow be redistributed among the networks. Anyway, but I mean, I don't know, maybe that's an idea for the future. But at least now I just have it as the series name because it's a cool name, right? Evolutionary AI. What does that even mean? Sounds very cool. But yeah, so this is day 11 of the evolutionary AI process, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.